What's up, guys? It's your boy Justin here with this year's Christmas month 2022 finale. Today we're reviewing a Christmas horror film I've been meaning to watch for a few years now, and that's 2015's A Christmas Horror Story, right? Which came out the same year during that Krampus film came out, which started the whole Krampus trend phase where every low budget piece of crap horror movie studio was making Krampus films, which we reviewed a couple. We reviewed a couple, for this channel, right? So yeah, now we're reviewing a Canadian Christmas horror film, right? Which is directed by three directors: Steve Hoban, Sullivan and Grant Harvey, starring William Shatner as DJ Dangerous Dan, Bob Archer as Krampus, who's like a stunt actor, George Buza as Santa, and he plays a dual role in the movie, right? Which you weren't supposed to recognize, but you probably did. And George Buza, you might recognize him from the 90s Adventures of Sinbad live action series, which I used to watch as a kid. I enjoyed it. I hated season 2 though, but season 1 was good. And he was also the voice of Beast in the X-Men animated series. You also have Zoe DeGrand Maison as Molly Simon, Jeff Clark as Taylor Bauer, and Corina Roffrey as Sparkles Elf. So the movie is basically four anthology short films that intertwine with each other, right? You have like the main one is like, George Buza plays Santa Claus, right? And something's up this year. One of his elves gets starts acting weird on Christmas Eve, starts swearing, cuts his hand open, right? And starts, dies. And elves aren't supposed to die, right? And it turns, he gets resurrected as a zombie, and the virus spreads, and you have Santa Claus fighting zombies, right? Zombie elves, right? And Krampus at the end of the film. And the other stories is you have this black family who went into private property to get the Christmas tree, only for their kid to get replaced by a changeling, right? Which we all know what changelings are. Well, changelings, for people who don't know, changelings are basically sneaky fucking elves and fairies replacing your kid with basically a monster, right? You have the other story where a bunch of stupid teens decide to do a video essay or whatever on a haunted asylum, right? That's basically in the basement of their high school or some fucking shit. And the fourth story is you have this family going to their rich aunt's house to basically beg for money because the husband lost all of his money in his stupid business or whatever, and is going broke, right? So yeah, so the movie, it's the thing where it's the movie, it doesn't just play one. It's not like a lot of anthology horror films where you have one story at a time. Like each story interconnects, right? Right. So you don't really get the end of each story until the halfway point of the movie. Which, how long was this piece of shit again? It was like an hour and 37 minutes, right? Oh, I forgot to mention, there's like you know, William Shatner plays this DJ, right? This drunk DJ, and you know, he once in a while you hear he brings in reports of a mysterious like incident going on at the fucking mall, right? Where he sent like their weatherman to weatherman, right? And like Susan is cramping like, you know, William Shatner, sorry, DJ Dan style, which William Shatner, like people for a lot of people, the best parts of the movie is probably like the William Shatner and Santa Claus, which Santa Claus design looks very cool. And he was fucking badass in the movie, right? I wish the Santa segment of this fucking film was in its own fucking movie, right? Because it had this like fantasy style to it, right? And Santa Claus was fucking badass. But like my without getting into spoilers, well, getting into spoilers, like the movie, I thought, like, the music was good. The cinematography was hit or miss at times. And even the practical effects, like, for, like, the monsters, right? Though looked good, right? The way they're shot looks like the cinematography probably could have been done a little bit better to make it look less fucking fake. Because the practical effects do, if you look at them, they do look good. It's just that they could have used better lighting, right? And the gore effects was weird. That the gore effects, which was great during the Santa Claus like segment, was kind of bad during the Changelings segment, and there was hardly any fucking gore in the other two segments, right? Yeah, which the acting in the movie is not great, because these are basically everybody's pretty much a Canadian TV actor. The best fucking acting in the movie was probably George Buza, who's mainly a voice actor, honestly, right? Well, he's done like TVs and movies, right? I think the most recent thing I saw him in was in the season 1 of The Strain, where he just plays like a random like gas station clerk or whatever. Fucking one of like, this guy's great fucking Canadian actor, has bit roles. So is like Julian Richings is in the movie also, I think. And he's barely, like, he doesn't do anything. Like, he just plays like a creepy like a creepy like what the fuck, groundskeeper, right, at the Rich Ants. Which Julian Richings, for people who don't know, he's like a British Canadian actor who's in like a lot of stuff, and he's great, but he's fucking he's not in a lot of good stuff, honestly. I think the best movie was probably was like Hardcore Logo, which is an indie Canadian punk rock movie from the fucking 90s. Yeah. Alright. Which, yeah. Yeah, the movie, it's the thing where, like, the movie, I think it's the thing, if you compare this to other like lower budget like Christmas horror movies, this movie like is way better than them. But as a horror movie, you know, by itself, it's not a great movie. It's probably like it's a 6 out of 10 at best, right? Yeah, and I did not like the twist of the movie. Which, spoiler alert, the twist of the movie is that the Santa segment of the movie is actually um, is actually Santa is actually Norton, the fucking weatherman, who was having a very bad day. He had a he was he was basically a Christmas Grinch, and he starts hallucinating that he's Santa Claus, and he's fighting like zombies and shit. Like, so he's actually going around killing people at the fucking mall, right? Thinking they're like zombie elves, right? Which fucking I fucking hated that shit, man. Just that twist sucks. But it's like on paper you can see how somebody thought that would have been great. Even though that's like the best segment of the movie was the fucking Santa Claus shit, and like everybody who saw this movie, right, saw the poster for the movie or whatever, went to watch the fucking movie for the fucking Santa Claus, versus Krampus scene, which Krampus they explain is like a evil Christmas spirit that he can possess anyone. So it's like, and the Krampus and his illusion or whatever is the same Krampus in the other stories, right? So is it like Krampus is fucking with this guy? Who the fuck knows, right? But yeah, I don't know. I kind of, and the fight could have been a bit longer, honestly. Yeah, but whatever. They wanted to have their fucking twist, right? But overall, like, also I forgot to mention, there's a post-credit scene where William Shatner is taking calls, right? He's drunk off his ass and taking calls. That was funny. But yeah, there's a thing, they do a thing where William Shatner is nagging, getting nagged at by someone off screen, which you don't hear, you don't see them, right? Susan. So I was expecting at some point in the movie you would have saw Susan. You never saw Susan, right? Which sucks. That would have been nice if it was a cameo and it was somebody you knew or something, like they did with that movie I refuse to review on the channel because I hate the director, Bullet Train, where the chick on the phone that Brad Pitt was talking to, the entire movie turned out to be Sandra Bullock, and she just shows up at the end. So would have been nice if they had done something like that in this movie, where it's Susan was actually this chick from Star Trek or whatever, right? Or some fucking shit. But whatever. I guess they couldn't do that. But yeah, I would say compared to other Christmas horror movies I've seen, this is a lot better than a lot of them, and this movie's worth watching, right? So yeah, that's it for this review, guys. I hope you enjoyed this year's Christmas month. Probably was not good as good as the first one or the second one, but maybe it will get better. Maybe next year will be better. Who knows? All right, peace.